Hello and welcome to the Asshole Book Club. Today I decided I'm going to be looking at subclasses that you can get for free from dmsguild.com for, D&D 5th edition. Instead of how I normally do my D&D videos, I've decided that I'm going to just do these one at a time. So they should be relatively short. And since I have 14 to go through, I'm probably gonna film 6 in one day and then post 2 a day and maybe edit them into shorts. See how that works out for me. So the first subclass on my list is called the Hawker Rogue, and the only name on here, hopefully this is the right name, is Ben Evans. So thank you, Ben, for going through the effort to make this subclass and making it free for anyone to grab. Appreciate it, and I hope that making this video gets you more downloads. So basically, the Hawker is a rogue that is based around buying and selling things. So let's go straight to their first feature, called Street Peddler. When you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you gain advantage on charisma persuasion checks made to haggle, and advantage on intelligence checks to recall information about locations or people in an urban environment. In addition, you gain proficiency with a set of artisans' tools of your choice. I mean, right off the bat, that's pretty useful. Especially since the history checks don't have to be in relation to buying or selling things. So as long as you're in an urban environment and you need information about, whoever runs the place, you have advantage on that check. And it says locations or people, so yeah, immediately you just are very knowledgeable about history as long as the environment is considered urban. The next one on the list is called Fire Sale. Starting at 3rd level, you master the art of cutting a tight deal. You can haggle prices down to half their standard price when buying items in one of the following categories of your choice: non-magical weapons and armor, food and drink, books, trinkets, raw materials, jewelry, and the last one says objects crafted with your street peddler artisan's tools. But it doesn't say anywhere that you can haggle your prices up, so I think that's a part that's implied but not written. Otherwise, the stuff you craft wouldn't be on the list as things that you can haggle for, I'm assuming. But it says specifically to buy, so I don't know. You may not resell these items. Additionally, you always know how to find vendors of your chosen goods if they exist. So this is already a phenomenal feature because that means you can get your fighter into half plate in half the amount of time. Because for the most part, that's every fighter's goal, is to get themselves into a suit of half plate. Your next feature doesn't come online until 9th level, and it's called Overprepared. At 9th level, your pockets seem to contain the perfect item for each moment. You may pull any mundane non-magical object with a value less than 50 gold pieces in size no larger than a 3-inch cube out of your pockets at will. You may only have up to 3 objects at any time. When a 4th object is pulled out, the first disappears. Other creatures must pass a DC 8 Wisdom Insight check to detect the impermanence of the object. You cannot create creatures with this ability. You also can't use it to create items with moving parts, unless you have proficiency with the type of artisan's tools used to craft such objects. So that's interesting and very situational. Like an object with a size no larger than a 3-inch cube whose price is less than 50 gold pieces. Can I make keys for locks with this item? Or will I have to actually like inspect the key I want to create? I'm curious about how this one works. And for a 9th level feature, it seems slightly underwhelming, but moving on. And that's the thing about these is I just grabbed 14 subclasses from dmsguild.com. So some of them I'm gonna think are great, and others might need some work. Either way, I'm just trying to let people know that there's other options to subclasses instead of, being forced to buy a $20 to $50 book from Hasbro just to get one subclass. Because Hasbro sucks. Your next feature is Sharp Tongue, coming in at 13th level. You learn to distract your targets with words. You gain an additional way to use your sneak attack. If you're not in combat and you have been in a conversation with a creature that has lasted at least 1 minute, you may sneak attack that creature. You and the creature must be able to understand one another, and the creature must speak during the conversation. You may add additional dice of psychic damage equal to your charisma modifier to your sneak attack damage. That's pretty insane. Being able to add potentially 5 extra dice onto your freaking sneak attack. And you can do it to anyone as long as you've been talking to them. Like, that's a pretty devastating ability. I don't know how much sneak attack damage you get at 13th level, but I'm assuming adding 5 extra dice to that is not a bad thing. And it's psychic damage, so yeah. That is a pretty great ability. You can make it seem like you're trying to negotiate your way past someone, and then just make their brain explode. And then your last feature is Battlefield Improvisation. By 17th level, your sheer force of character propels you into battle. You may add your charisma modifier to your initiative rolls. In addition, you learn to mislead your enemies. As a reaction to an enemy that can hear and understand you making a weapon attack or casting a spell that targets a single creature, you may make a contested persuasion check against their insight. If you succeed, you may retarget their attack or spell towards any other valid target. Additionally, items you craft with your street peddler artisan's tools are doubled from their standard value. So this is pretty great because by this point you should have a +5 to your dexterity. And you could have gone with the alert feat. So that would give you a plus 15 to initiative rolls. The chances of you not going first are pretty rare. And you can make a spellcaster switch a potentially encounter or combat ruining spell to one of their own people. You know? If someone's trying to, like, I don't know, word of death someone, you can just switch that over to another person. And then you can sell your stuff for double their standard value. So yeah, that is the Hawker Rogue, a subclass all around based around buying and selling things, but they actually have some decent combat and skill utility as well. So thank you, Ben Evans, for making this. And if you guys would like to get this subclass, look for the Hawker Rogue on dmsguild.com. Let me know in the comments if this is a class that you would play at all. And what kind of build would you go with it? Would you just play a straight rogue, or would you multi-class this with something like a bard? I'd be interested to hear. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. And if Ben Evans happens to see this, I hope you don't mind me trying to put your work out there while also putting it on my YouTube channel. Have a good day, everyone. I will see you later. And I will probably, like I said, be posting 2 of these a day. So hope you don't mind a bunch of D&D content. Yeah, hate off.